The most powerful way to rise above your circumstances is to rebuild yourself from within. The greatest project you'll ever work on is the one that builds you. When you choose to rebuild yourself, you choose growth for yourself, and growth is the only way forward. Rebuilding isn't about fixing who you were, it's about creating who you want to become. Let me ask you something. Do you feel like you're stuck in a place you don't want to be? Maybe you've tried to change before, but nothing seems to work. It's frustrating, right? Rebuilding yourself isn't easy, but it's absolutely possible. The truth is that change doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, effort, and the right mindset. But imagine what your life could look like if you truly rebuilt yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. In this video, I'm going to share 10 powerful steps to help you rebuild your life and become the person you've always wanted to be. These aren't just steps to follow. Make your goals specific and actionable. You can't rebuild a better version of yourself if you don't know what that version looks like. Imagine walking into a building site without a blueprint. It's chaos, right? The same applies to your life. If you don't have a clear picture of where you're headed, you'll waste time, energy, and potential. And so today, let's talk about how to make your goals specific and actionable. When we talk about rebuilding yourself, the first step is clarity, and clarity starts with setting goals. But not just any goals, specific and action ones. You can't rebuild a better version of yourself if you don't know what that version looks like. Imagine walking into a building site without a blueprint. There would be tools scattered everywhere, materials piled up without order, and no structure in sight. It's chaos, right? The same applies to your life. If you don't have a clear picture of where you're headed, you'll waste time, energy, and potential. So today we're diving into how you can create goals that are not only specific, but also actionable. Let's start at the core. What do you truly want? This question can feel overwhelming because it forces you to dig deep. And here's the thing. What you want should come from you, not from your family, not from society, not from the expectations of people around you. You need to focus on your desires, your ambitions, and your dreams. Too many people live their lives chasing what others expect them to achieve, and as a result, they end up unfulfilled. Don't let that happen to you. Take time to sit down with a pen and paper. Yes, physically write it down and ask yourself, what do I want in my life? Be honest with yourself. Once you know what you want, you need to make it specific. If your dream is financial freedom, don't just say, I want to be rich. That's vague and directionless. Instead, write something like, I want to earn $100,000 a year by starting an online business by the end of 2025. That's clarity, that's direction. You've turned a broad idea into a concrete goal. And when you have something concrete to aim for, your mind can focus, your energy isn't scattered, and your actions have purpose. But here's the thing about big goals. They can feel intimidating. It's easy to look at the mountain in front of you and feel overwhelmed. That's why you need to make your goals actionable. Break that big goal into smaller, manageable steps. If you want to start an online business, your first step might be researching the market. Once that's done, your next step could be identifying a product or service you want to offer. After that, you might start building a website or creating a marketing plan. Focus on one step at a time. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. And let's talk about confidence. Confidence doesn't come from wishing things were better. It doesn't appear out of thin air. Confidence is built through action. Every small step you take toward your goal strengthens your belief in yourself. And let me tell you, without belief in yourself, nothing else matters. No strategy, no advice, no tool will work if you don't believe you can do it. Belief is the foundation of all progress. It keeps you moving forward when things get tough, and trust me, there will be tough days. Now there's another critical piece to this process, deadlines. A goal without a deadline is just a dream. Deadlines give your goals a sense of urgency. They force you to act instead of procrastinating. If your goal is to get in shape, don't just say, I want to lose weight. Say, I want to lose 15 elbs in 3 months by working out 4 times a week and eating healthier. See the difference? A deadline transforms your goal from an idea into a commitment, and when you commit, you're more likely to follow through. Here's an important point. Once you set a goal, you need to track your progress. You can't improve what you don't measure. If your goal is financial, write down your earnings every week. If your goal is fitness, track your weight or the number of push-ups you can do. Tracking gives you a clear picture of where you stand. It also keeps you motivated. When you see those numbers moving in the right direction, it's a reminder that your efforts are paying off. And if the numbers aren't moving, tracking helps you identify what's not working so you can adjust your approach. Now let's address something people often overlook. Accountability goals are easy to ignore when you're the only one who knows about them. Share your goals with someone you trust. It could be a mentor, a close friend, or even a coach. When someone else is cheering you on, or better yet, checking in on your progress, you'll feel an extra push to stay on track. Accountability isn't just about having someone to report to. It's about having someone in your corner who believes in you. That kind of support can make all the difference. And speaking of support, you need to surround yourself with the right people. Rebuilding yourself isn't a solo journey. You need to be around people who lift you up, not those who drag you down. Take a hard look at the people in your life. Are they encouraging you? Are they inspiring you to be better? If the answer is no, it's time to make some changes. The people you spend time with have a massive impact on your mindset and motivation. Here's another crucial step. Revisit your goals regularly. Life changes and so do priorities. What felt important 6 months ago might not feel as urgent today. That's okay. Adjusting your goals doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're evolving. Reassess your goals every few months. Are they still aligned with where you want to go? If they are, double down. If not, don't be afraid to pivot. Flexibility is a strength, not a weakness. The key is to stay committed to the process of growth, even if the destination changes. Now, let me leave you with a challenge today. Sit down and write one specific and actionable goal, just one. Break it into steps. Set a deadline. Find someone to hold you accountable. And most importantly, take the first step before the day ends. Because here's the truth, rebuilding yourself doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey, and it starts with a single decision to act. Number 2, build a strong daily routine. To rebuild yourself, you need a strong foundation, and that foundation is built on your daily routine. The way you spend your days shapes the person you become. If you wake up aimlessly, drift through the day without focus, and end it without a sense of accomplishment, you're not moving forward. You're standing still to create a better version of yourself. Your daily routine must be intentional, productive, and aligned with your goals. Let's begin with mornings. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Wake up at a consistent time every day, even on weekends. This creates discipline and gets your body and mind into a rhythm. Avoid reaching for your phone first thing in the morning. Instead, spend the first 30 minutes on activities that energize and focus you. This could be journaling your thoughts, meditating for clarity, or exercising to wake up your body. Even drinking a glass of water can be a small but powerful action that signals you're ready to take on the day. The key is to make these activities non-negotiable. They're not optional. They're part of who you are. Next, let's talk about priorities. A strong routine is not just about being busy. It's about being effective. Before your day begins, write down must accomplish that day. These should be tasks that bring you closer to your goals. They don't need to be massive undertakings, but they do need to matter. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, one of your tasks could be preparing healthy meals for the day. If your goal is financial, it could be spending 30 minutes learning about investments or saving strategies. The point is to focus on what moves the needle, not on what keeps you distracted. Now let's address time management. A strong routine doesn't just happen, it's planned. Break your day into blocks of time dedicated to specific tasks. For instance, set aside an hour in the morning for deep work tasks that require focus and creativity. Use the afternoon for less demanding activities like emails or errands. Schedule breaks too. Your mind needs rest to stay sharp. A 10-minute break every hour can keep you energized and productive. And here's a tip. Protect your peak hours if you're most alert in the morning. Use that time for your most important work. Don't waste it on social media or trivial tasks. Another crucial part of your routine is movement. Physical activity isn't just for your body, it's for your mind. Whether it's a 15-minute walk, a quick workout, or a full gym session, make time to move every day. Movement boosts your energy, clears your mind, and keeps you feeling strong. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. Just find something you enjoy and commit to it. The consistency of moving your body daily builds discipline, and discipline is essential for self-rebuilding. Now let's talk about evenings. How you end your day is just as important as how you start it. Use the last hour before bed to reflect and prepare. Write down what you accomplished, what went well, and what you could improve. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about learning and growing. Plan your tasks for the next day so you can wake up with a clear direction. Avoid screens an hour before bed to help your mind wind down. Instead, read something inspiring, listen to calming music, or spend time with loved ones. The goal is to end the day with peace and gratitude. Another aspect of a strong routine is consistency. You won't see results from doing something once. Real growth comes from showing up every day even when you don't feel like it. And let me be clear, there will be days when you're tired, unmotivated, or to skip your routine. Those are the days that matter most. Make it a habit to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Start your morning with a glass of water and keep a bottle with you so you can stay hydrated. Aim to drink half your body weight in ounces each day. Staying hydrated helps you feel more alert, focused, and energized. Building a strong immune system is also key to maintaining high energy levels. You don't want to be constantly fighting off colds or illnesses that keep you from doing your best work. Eating well, exercising, managing stress, and getting enough sleep all contribute to a healthy immune system, but you can also support your immune system with vitamins, minerals, and supplements. For example, vitamin D and zinc can help boost your immune defense. A strong immune system keeps you healthy and allows you to stay on track with your goals without interruptions. Another aspect to consider is your overall lifestyle. Your environment plays a massive role in your energy. Are you constantly surrounded by negativity? You spend time with people who drain your energy or add stress to your life. Evaluate your surroundings, both physically and emotionally. Create a space where you feel calm, motivated, and productive. Surround yourself with people who support your growth, not those who pull you down. You'll find that your energy levels improve when you remove toxic influences from your life and invest in uplifting positive relationships. Focusing on your health and energy isn't just about looking good or feeling good in the moment. It's about building a foundation for everything you want to achieve. When you prioritize your health, you're giving yourself the best chance to perform at your highest level, face challenges head on, and stay consistent in your journey. Health and energy are the building blocks that support everything else you want to do. Without them, it's impossible to rebuild yourself. Take care of your body and mind, and your body and mind will take care of you. Number 9, learn from failures and mistakes. Failures and mistakes are unavoidable parts of the journey toward rebuilding yourself. The key to growth is not in avoiding them, but in learning from them. In fact, every failure is an opportunity to become better, stronger, and more capable. If you're not making mistakes, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. So let's talk about how you can turn every setback into a setup for something greater. First, let's address the fear of failure. It's natural to be afraid of failing, but you need to reframe that fear. Failure is not the end of the road, it's a part of the process. Every successful person you admire has failed multiple times. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they handle failure. Successful people don't let failure stop them. They learn from it and use it as a stepping stone to success. Understand this failure is a teacher. It's there to show you where you went wrong and how you can do better next time. If you stop at failure, you stop your progress, but if you embrace it, you unlock lessons that can propel you forward. The first step in learning from failure is to accept it. Stop running from it. Stop letting your mistakes define you. Instead of viewing a failure as something negative, look at it as an opportunity to grow. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What went wrong and how can I do it better next time? Every failure holds a lesson, but it's only useful if you're willing to learn from it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Learn, adjust, and move forward. Next, develop resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back stronger after every setback. It's not about never falling down. It's about how quickly you get back up when you fail. It's important to give yourself time to process the situation, but don't stay there. Don't dwell in self-pity or disappointment. Instead, remind yourself that this is part of the journey. Everyone fails. It's what you do after that matters. Dust yourself off, take the lessons learned, and get back to work. Every time you rise from failure, you build mental and emotional strength. That resilience becomes a crucial tool as you rebuild yourself. Failures are also a reminder that you're pushing your limits. When you try something new or push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you increase the likelihood of making mistakes. But that's where growth happens. Without failure, you wouldn't know where your limits are and you wouldn't know where you need to improve. To embrace those challenges, knowing that even if you don't succeed right away, you're developing the skill challenges, knowing that even if you don't succeed right away, you're developing the skills, mindset, and tenacity that will get you closer to your goal. You also need to separate your identity from your failure. Too often people take failure personally. They think I failed, therefore I am a failure. That's not true. Failing doesn't make you a failure. It makes you someone who is trying, someone who is daring to step up. You can always try again, and each time you try, you grow. Understand that failing at something doesn't define who you are. It simply shows that you took a risk, and risk is necessary for growth. Every successful person has failed, but they never let their mistakes define them. They use those mistakes to fuel their next attempt. Another important aspect of learning from failure is self-reflection. After a failure, take the time to evaluate what happened. Look at the situation objectively. What were the contributing factors? Did you lack preparation? Were you too impatient? Or did you fail to ask for help when you needed it? Get clear on what went wrong so you can make adjustments moving forward. Self-reflection allows you to pinpoint areas for improvement and will help you make better decisions the next time around. It's also important to realize that failure often doesn't happen in one isolated event. It's often a series of small mistakes that add up. So instead of getting discouraged by one big failure, break it down into smaller parts. What can you learn from each step? What was the point where things started to go wrong? When you can pinpoint the smaller mistakes, you can avoid them in the future. Breaking down a failure into smaller pieces makes it more manageable and actionable. Don't forget to surround yourself with the right people. During times of failure, you'll meet people who support you, people who encourage you to get back on track and who share their own stories of failure and recovery. Remember, you don't have to go through this process alone. Find a mentor, a coach, or even just a friend who can help you put things into perspective. They'll remind you that failure is a part of life, not something that defines you. These people can offer guidance, wisdom, and encouragement, making it easier for you to keep going. Never be afraid to fail forward. That means taking what you've learned from your failures and applying it in a way that moves you closer to your goals. Don't get stuck in the cycle of making the same mistake over and over again. Use your failures to change your approach. Develop better strategies and refine your skills. When you fail forward, every mistake becomes an investment in your future success. You turn each failure into an asset that propels you toward your goals. Number 10, stay resilient and adaptable. Rebuilding yourself isn't just about setting goals and working hard. It's also about staying resilient and adaptable. Life is unpredictable. You can have the best plans in place, but things will not always go according to them. The key to lasting change and growth isn't in perfection. It's in the ability to bounce back when things don't go as expected. Resilience and adaptability are your greatest allies in this journey. The first thing you need to understand about resilience is that it's not a skill you're born with. It's a muscle you build over time. Life is going to test you, whether it's a personal setback, a professional challenge, or an unexpected turn of events, you will face obstacles that threaten to derail your progress. The question isn't if these obstacles will happen, but how you respond when they do. Being resilient means staying strong when everything feels like it's falling apart. It's the ability to keep pushing forward no matter how tough the road becomes. To build resilience, you need to start by controlling what you can focus on the actions you can take today, rather than getting overwhelmed by the bigger picture. When things get tough, it's easy to get paralyzed by the idea of everything that's going wrong, but that's when you need to focus on what's right in front of you. Take one small step forward. Do one thing today that moves you in the right direction, no matter how insignificant it may seem. These small actions create momentum, and momentum is a powerful thing. Each small victory builds your resilience and strengthens your resolve. Now adaptability is just as important as resilience. If resilience is about staying strong, adaptability is about adjusting to changing circumstances. Life doesn't always give you what you expect, and sometimes you'll find yourself facing situations where your original plan no longer works. That's where adaptability comes in. It's the ability to change course without losing sight of your ultimate goal. It's about staying flexible and willing to pivot when you face challenges that require a new approach. When you're rebuilding yourself, expect that your plans will not always unfold all the way you imagine. You will encounter roadblocks, detours, and unforeseen circumstances. The more rigid your approach, the harder it will be to adjust. Adapting requires you to be open-minded. It's easy to get attached to your original plan and be disappointed when things don't go as expected, but this is the time when you need to let go of your attachment to outcomes and be open to new opportunities that might come your way. Sometimes failure isn't the end of the road, it's the beginning of a new direction. If you're willing to stay open to that, you can turn what feels like a setback into an opportunity for growth. Adaptability also means embracing change. Change is uncomfortable, but it's inevitable, whether you like it or not. You will have to change, learn, and grow in ways that you didn't expect, but every time you do, you build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. It's also important to remember that resilience doesn't mean doing it alone. When things get tough, reach out to others, seek advice, talk to mentors, or simply share your struggles with people who care about you. Sometimes you need someone else to help you see the bigger picture or offer a fresh perspective. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's a sign of strength. Those who rebuild themselves the best know that they don't have to go through it alone. They surround themselves with people who can support them, guide them, and even help them adapt to new situations. Lastly, build your mental resilience by taking care of your mind. When you're constantly faced with challenges, it's easy for negative thoughts and self-doubt to creep in. It's important to guard your mindset and focus on solutions rather than problems. When you face difficulties, remind yourself that setbacks are temporary. What matters is how you handle them. You don't let negative emotions take over practice, positive self-talk, meditation, or anything that helps you stay mentally strong. Your mind is a powerful tool, and when you use it right, it can help you stay resilient and adaptable no matter what life throws your way. You see, resilience and adaptability aren't just about surviving life's challenges. They're about thriving in the face of them. When you can face obstacles head on, stay flexible and keep moving forward, no matter what, you set yourself up for success. You can't control everything that happens in life, but you can control how you respond. And when you build that muscle of resilience and adaptability, you'll find that nothing can stop you from rebuilding yourself into the person you want to become for.